my cartilage broke down because of a protein deficiency. Literally Freelee. He told me that I didn't eat very much protein in a day, and then come to the conclusion based on a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force who was a doctor.
I was vegan for like a month almost.
He ends up believing Colonel Bro Science.
Number 3, you under the bus because you never told me I needed less protein. It's nuts. You need protein.
Yeah. So Gardein.
You're saying it's all vegan?
Yeah, it's all vegan. Have some of that.
Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got a bunch of vegetarian burritos, and then I'm gonna follow your advice because I'm confident that if I get enough protein, I'll be fine. But follow your advice with the soy milk, 8 times the amount of protein that I was getting.
Mm-hmm.
He said that's more protein than he was getting when he last tried veganism. But wait a second, we don't know how much protein he was getting.
So you've actually had like blood work done or something?
Oh please, let's not do that.
Let's just.
And also he said that he is confident that his problems were all about protein and lack of protein. When I hear the word confident, I think of the word confidence. And the root word in there is con. And scammers used to be known as confidence men. Abbreviated, that's con men. And what they do is they convince people of something that's not true to con them.
8 times the amount of protein that I was getting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Onision has actually convinced Vegan Gains that it was a protein issue. And as you could see 2 videos back, I did a response to Vegan Gains' video about his diet. And he seems to also not understand protein and thinking he needs 150 grams. He is real muscular, so to maintain what he's got, I'll bet he could do that with 100 grams. He's also tall.
And this is my last hurrah. I'm gonna trust that this is gonna work because you proved that.
Okay, well,
Way more protein.
yeah,
Obviously.
right. Like,
My prediction here is that Onision is setting himself up to fail again. Not just for the second time, he's done this before. And then wait for it. He'll make another video about him failing, which makes him many hundreds of dollars each time he makes a video like that.
questions, just message me on
You've always been helpful. I never threw you under the bus because you never told me I needed less protein. It's nuts. You need protein.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully that works out for you.
Literally Freelee guiding me through the vegan diet.
Okay, there we go.
So why would I not blame the person who told me that I didn't eat very much protein in a day, and then come to the conclusion based on a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force who was a doctor saying that my muscles and my cartilage broke down because of a protein deficiency. So I switched back to vegetarianism,
Okay.
has more protein, and suddenly all of these physical ailments go away.
Okay, well, you're misusing the word protein deficiency. You were just...
Oh,
shit. So,
Vegan Gains veers off course again. Instead of addressing the ridiculousness coming out of Onision's mouth. Let's analyze what he said. Exactly. He said, my lieutenant colonel, who is a doctor. Okay, there's his first mistake. I hate doctors. They have butted into the diet community where they've got no business. He ends up believing Colonel Bro Science instead of Freelee, and then points out that Freelee is not formally educated, and I guess the Colonel is, even though I've never heard of a Colonel of nutrition. And people listen to them more because of the title doctor, not understanding that doctors don't have training in diet. And then he went on to say, in the Air Force, here's problem number 2. But by jumping right to, where'd you get your protein? He sounds more like a lieutenant colonel of bro science. I went about 18 years as a vegan before I found out that the military has a long history of teaching people who are in the military anti-vegan propaganda. And I wasn't surprised to find this out. They're a branch of the government, and the meat industry has had their hooks in the government for a long time now. Since the 50s when the industry started taking off. Now here's something his colonel apparently didn't tell him, and not many doctors would think to tell him. It takes some guy on YouTube who gets hardly any views because YouTube's being dominated by kids to suggest to Onision that the problem might be that he went off eggs, and the symptoms might be an allergic reaction. He might have an allergy or an addiction to something that's in eggs. And a lot of crap is in eggs. Some natural, a lot of it not. Pesticides, hormones, and other stuff. And just like when you go off drugs, you get withdrawal symptoms. And when you bring back the drugs or the eggs, those symptoms go away. That sounds more like what's going on, because he said he was eating all he could. So there's no way you could not get enough protein. We know this. But Vegan Gains, he should know this, but he never said anything in this debate. I've got some more response videos coming, longer ones. I've been a vegan 8 times longer than Vegan Gains. I'm getting old here. I don't look it, but I've stood the test of time. Follow my advice. Watch 4 years of videos and 2 ebooks that'll increase your confidence. You will never worry about protein again once you've read my books. And when things go wrong in your life, which of course they do because that's life, you won't jump to false conclusions so easily.